segment, college football on a budget. And I do this in part because it's looking down the board here. We got a lot of ground to cover. There's a lot of games that are going to be cheap and easy to get to.
We
just how we like them.
We are cheap and easy here on this show, especially in the B block. All right. So here we go. Welcome to another round of football on a budget. Game show music going right there. What we like to do in this particular segment is we will look at the get-in price for games, and we have set a budgetary ceiling of $9. Sometimes, if there are extenuating circumstances, we'll go over, double digits. And Marty will let us know if he would go to said game by brandishing a cup that has Jim Tressel wearing an Ohio State vest. Because
Ted Ginn.
Yeah.
Mike Nugent.
See,
for fans of the punt.
And the reason that Marty brandishes that cup is because what we want to do is we want you to spend as much on that cup of soda as you would getting into a game. So this is where we bring in football on a budget.
That cup is roughly $1 per decade.
Yeah. So this is what you're staring at here. We got a lot of games to cover, and we got to find out if Marty will ring the bell and brandish the cup and go to these games and make new friends. And this is also part of why we do this, because we want you to expand your horizons. If your team is playing in a different time zone, if you've got a bye week, if it's a game that you can't afford to go to for one reason or another, go to another game. Go to a game, expand your horizons, make new friends, have yourself some space. You're not in a cramped, you're not in cramped seats.
Support your local schools.
Yes, support your local school. So this is where we go. And we start things off with Maction on Tuesday at 7 o'clock on the U from Husky Stadium in DeKalb, Illinois. And yes, that is the pronunciation. The Western Michigan Broncos at the Huskies of Northern Illinois. $3.
I'm in. I'm Husky, so I'll go to Husky Stadium just to get a good, funny photo.
And original football can't be beat.
Nope. And
one of these teams will end up close to being bowl eligible. 4-6 versus a 4-6.
So then, not to be outdone, on Wednesday you have more action in Athens, Ohio, on the U, 7 o'clock. Chippewa, Central Michigan against the Ohio U Bobcats at Peden Stadium. Get-in price once again $3.
I'm going, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to find out if they have that coach that's in that picture online to help them speed along their investigation as to whether they had somebody on their sideline they shouldn't have. And I will wear Ray-Bans, except mine won't have a camera.
There you go.
I'd be in for that game just because I hear Athens, Ohio would be really nice this time of year in early November or mid-November.
Absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm. All right. So now we continue to carry through. And we stop at Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
In the ACC in Pittsburgh at the stadium formerly known as Heinz Field. Now, I'm guessing this is sponsored by, I don't know who Acrisure is. I don't know if they are like computers or if they're healthcare or what. BC at Pitt, 7 o'clock on the mothership, $5.
Yeah, I just want to scout where Michigan's going to be playing next season when they change conferences.
There you go.
I may be wrong on this, but if you can get a ticket for roughly the price of a Permanente Brothers sandwich, then yeah, I'm definitely in.
It's worth it just for the sandwich.
We go to Friday once again. And this has been a place where we have been circling back to a lot this season. The Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas, home of your San Antonio Commanders and the Texas San Antonio Roadrunners. 9 o'clock.
Commandos.
The Commanders from the XFL and the AAF. South Florida.
Commandos of no underwear.
Oh, no.
Leave the underpants gnomes out of this.
That's the folks that are diving into the Riverwalk while this game.
That's the football gnomes, the only gnome we respect here.
Yes. South Florida at Texas San Antonio, 9 o'clock on the Deuce. Get in price $7.
I'm saying no until UTSA sponsors this segment because they're on it so often.
Absolutely true. Get the city of San Antonio.
Moratorium.
Yes. Sponsor this segment, city of San Antonio, and then we will have our minds changed. On to Saturday, and this is where you're going to have to be on the hop a little bit because the
There's
start
a lot
time.
of options.
Well, because the
Ooh.
start time in this particular one to start the table is a TBD. So you might have to fly in the morning of. You might have some time to fly in or drive into Houston later in the day. We just don't know when this starts. You might have to leave Friday night. We don't know.
If you're driving in Houston traffic, you probably do have to leave on Friday night.
Absolutely true. Oklahoma State and Houston at TDECU, TBD, start time, get in price, $4.
I'll answer that with BFD, and yes, I'll go.
Price of a Red Bull for Dana Holgerson. Get you-
Cheaper the Red Bull, nice stadium, good atmosphere.
Yeah, but Houston's another place where they might need to do some sponsorship things here because they've been on an awful lot.
That is true.
It's true.
All right. Going down the list. Next one, noon kick. We do know the start time here. This is on, oh, wow. This is on the Plus and
And-
SEC Network Plus. That's where this game has been shoved. Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The Mocs of UT Chattanooga taking on the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Get in price, $9.
I say you have to take that. This is probably your only opportunity to get into that stadium for a price anywhere near that.
$9 for a ticket or $9 for the amount of touchdowns that Alabama's going to score.
Probably both, yeah.
Just saying.
Okay, so that one's there. And then not to be outdone, on the SEC Network at noon, Ole Miss hosting Louisiana Monroe at Vaught Hemingway. Get in price, $5. The Grove and $5. I think you got to raise the cup for that one.
I'm with you. This is your opportunity to go to stadiums that you normally would not be able to afford to go to.
I find it fascinating that game has bumped Alabama and Chattanooga to the second tier of the SEC network.
You know, that is what's referred to as a them
Wow.
problem. That's a them problem. I'm sorry.
If you're in the South, this is a good weekend to mow the lawn.
Yeah, well, at least
Okay,
early anyway. Get out at noon, late morning, mow the lawn, be ready for the 3:30 kicks. Noon also in the ACC. Number 11 Louisville at the University of Coral Gables playing at Hard Rock in Miami Gardens. Get in price, $9.
No.
I don't know if I'd pay to get into that game, but that might actually be a pretty good game.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Also in the SEC, when you talk about games being bumped to the Plus and SEC Network Plus, here's another one. Southern Miss at Mississippi State. This is homecoming week. I mean, basically, this is what this is. Southern Miss at Mississippi State, noon Eastern, Davis Wade Stadium in Stark Vegas. Get in price, $4.
I'm in.
It just means more, except for when it doesn't.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, on the opposite end of that spectrum, for a Sun Belt, so you could go see all of the SEC games this week for less than the cost of getting into App State and James Madison.
Yeah. You could get into all of these different games and be at each and every one of them. You can teleport and transmogrify from one game to the other and watch them all instead of going to Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Where ESPN Game Day is going to be, by the way.
Good on them.
But the game is going to be on ESPN Plus.
Yes.
But tickets are going for $370 just because of the tailgate show.
Absolutely. Also on the board.
And I will say Harrisonburg's a nice place to go watch a game. I've been there.
Beautiful. That may surpass going to the Ohio game.
Yep. All right. Now, also in the Big Ten on BTN at noon, and this is another school that probably should sponsor this segment. Ryan Field, Evanston, Illinois, Perdon't at Northwestern. Get in price, $8. If you're going to go to the Chicago pizza route after the fact, then
Yeah, we've already hit the deep dish, so I'm going to pass.
all right.
Really don't have much interest in this game, even at that price.
Yep. Next stop, noon Eastern, homecoming for UConn and James Mora Jr. Pratt and Whitney Stadium, East Hartford, Connecticut. Sacred Heart and UConn. Get in price, $5. No, I can't do it. East Hartford, no.
I mean, I'm a football junkie,
But
But even that's stretching the boundaries quite a
but
bit.
I go to that game. That's the day before I go to football junkie rehab.
there you go.
That is hitting bottom.
That's
I just can't.
yeah. 2:00 Eastern on the plus. Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Texas El Paso at Middle Tennessee State. Get in price $9. You're a half hour away from Nashville.
Is that an argument for, an argument against?
I see. That's per your perspective. That's however you would want to play it.
Passing. I'm passing.
The more that you're talking yourself out of it, you're talking yourself out of it. Also at 2:00 on the plus from Jerry Richardson Stadium
There.
on the campus of Charlotte. Rice at Charlotte on the plus, 2:00 Eastern. Get in price, $6.
Have we had Charlotte yet?
No, we've had them on the road. I don't think we've been to Jerry Richardson.
Okay, we haven't been there, and that's half the reason for this segment. Go.
All right.
Good with that one.
3:00.
Too.
3:00 on the plus. You can make some friends. Location: Chapman Stadium, Tulsa, Oklahoma. North Texas. And so it is the Mean Green and the Golden Hurricane of Tulsa to 3:00 Eastern time kick at Chapman Stadium. Get in price. I want my $2.
$2.
You had me at $2.
You could buy a full bleacher at that price and still walk out ahead.
Honestly, you buy 10 seats or you buy 10
You
seats.
cannot buy a single thing in that stadium for $2. I'm including M&Ms.
But you can get in the door for $2. This is where you buy 10, you hand them out, you make new friends. That's an experience in Tulsa, Oklahoma. 3:30 on the plus in Conference USA. We mentioned them earlier in the show. The Bearcats of Sam Houston State chasing after a third win in a row at Western Kentucky and Hawkins Industries and LT Smith Stadium in Bowling Green. Get in price, $7.
Western Kentucky is always a yes.
Because we love our chigger. When are they going to sell all of the position group chiggers? That's what I want to know.
I know they need a little work on that. I've been looking on that for Christmas. You're looking for some gifts, and I haven't seen them up on their website, but maybe they sell them in game.
Yeah,
That's a reason to go.
The answer to the when part is probably when somebody explains to the marketing department they could make a fortune on it if they did it.
Oh my God. 4:00 Eastern time. The boss will be in attendance for this one. Jordan-Hare Stadium on the campus of Auburn University. Sneaky game.
Why?
New Mexico State is 8-3.
Mexico State is 8-3, and they're playing in the championship game in their conference. 8-3, Jerry Kill and the Aggies heading to Auburn to take on Auburn. Get in price, $9.
That price for that stadium, you have to go.
Yep. I mean,
and I'd go just to hang out with Roy.
Yeah, exactly.
Tailgate.
Oh my God, the tailgating.
Ring that bell.
The boss would be absolutely amazing. All right. So also 5:00, Jones AT&T Stadium in Lubbock, a place I know Phil has.
I did not know there was more than one Jones AT&T Stadium.
FS2.
Learned something new today, Marty.
UCF at Texas Tech in Lubbock, 5 Eastern on FS2. Get in price, $4.
It's a haul to get to Lubbock, but it's worth it just for the cultural experience.
Okay.
It's just sad that I have to drive that far to go to a Jones-owned AT&T Stadium when I live like 10 miles from the other.
Exactly.
Jones-owned
from the
AT&T.
Jones Stadium that has AT&T attached to it, but it is not a Jones AT&T Stadium.
Common sense has nothing to do with this segment or myself.
Absolutely.
What is the same something with the same name but have two different meanings?
It's all about branch offices for Jones AT&T. 2 more in Division I. And once again, we'll scour FCS D2 and D3 to try and find some options as well. But remember, broaden your horizons. Go make new friends. Go see new places. 7:30 Eastern. Once again, homecoming for Arkansas, and Sam Pittman sadly is probably on the career dissipation light. It is FIU at Arkansas, Golden Panthers and Razorbacks at Razorback Stadium in Fayetteville, 7:30 on the U. Get in price, $4.
I'm going just to support Kenny
There
Guyton.
you
Kenny G.
Oh, I would go just
Interim offensive coordinator.
There you go.
because I've always wanted to go to a game there and have never been able to, and that includes work. Where I tried to sell work on going there to cover UGA Arkansas multiple times, and they just looked at me like, yeah, no, we can't afford that.
Well, then you probably could sell them on this one. 8:00 Eastern on the Deuce. Tiger Stadium, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. LSU against the Panthers of Georgia State. Homecoming for LSU in Baton Rouge. Get in price for a night game at LSU, $5.
Talk about a cultural experience.
Ding, 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 ding.
You should jump on that if you haven't, because
I am half tempted to make the drive.
anytime you could go to a game at LSU, particularly a night game, should not be passed up, especially at that price, because it may never happen again.
Okay. We've got, it looks like we have an option in actually we have a couple in 1AA. You can go to what was the other one? We mentioned a couple of crossovers. Dartmouth and Brown Stadium, Providence, Rhode Island, noon kick on the plus, $9 in the Ivy League. And you can also drop $153. Montana State at Montana at Washington Grizzly. That's going to be one of the big games in 1AA next week.
Ooh,
The
yes.
battle for the state of Montana.
That might be one of the better games to watch, period.
Mhm.
Just for competitiveness and evenly matched teams
And
this late in the season.
And Wilkie's Missouri State are on the road at South Dakota State to take on the Jackrabbits at Dana J. Dykehouse Stadium in Brookings. Marty, no laughing. Get in price, $9.
Oof.
Cultural experience to go see the Jackrabbits. We should probably, you know what we should do?
Even though they beat my Penguins last week. Okay.
Oh, you know what we should do? We should buy Wilkie 2 tickets to this game and just email them to him.
That's $6 a piece between the three of us. I'm in.
Yeah, we could do that.
I mean, I doubt very seriously he would fly to Brookings, South Dakota, but to just hear.
No, it probably would take 2 days worth of air travel just to get there.
I was gonna say the plane ride there is gonna have as many seats available as the game.
Yes. So we'll get Wilkie 2 tickets to Missouri State and South Dakota State and see what he says on next week's show. But that's football on a budget. Please expand your horizons. Please support your local teams. And if there are opportunities where you can do both, please do so, because you can go see Post and Wagner for $17 in Staten Island, New York, at Hamline Field and Wagner College Stadium. But go support local teams and go support your teams that you may not have had the chance to go see previously. That is another round of Football on a Budget.